Spotlight. This is Akashvani. In the program Spotlight, we now bring you an exclusive interview with Indian High Commissioner to South Africa, Prabhat Kumar, on the eve of Prime Minister's visit to Johannesburg, South Africa. The interviewer is Asunuo, Akashvani correspondent.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi is visiting South Africa to attend the G20 Leaders Summit on November 21-23 in Johannesburg. This marks his fourth visit to the country and comes at a time when India, under his leadership, played a key role in bringing the African Union into the G20. Sir, how significant is this visit for strengthening the bilateral relationship between India and South Africa?
I am happy that Prime Minister is coming to South Africa. It's a great opportunity to not only for the G20 but also for bilateral relations. India did play a significant role in joining into G20, so it became G21 during the Delhi G20 summit. So this is also significant that first time a country in Africa, that is South Africa, is hosting G20 summit. So this is a new thing, and this is just happening after African Union joined the G20. So Africa is very happy. South Africa is also very happy to have this AU having here. And as you are aware, India, during its chairmanship, its presidency, advocated the Global South agenda. This has been going on from, say, the Indonesia summit. So 4 countries of Global South, that is Indonesia, India, Brazil, and now South Africa, have had the presidency since 2022. So 2022, 23, 24, 25. And this has allowed all the 4 countries to put the agenda of the Global South at the forefront. And that is why the coming of Prime Minister to South Africa, and this is the culmination of 20 years of one round of the G20. So this is an excellent opportunity for us, for India, and the Prime Minister coming here. Of course, it has been, people are looking forward for Prime Minister coming here.
Also, sir, what are the key issues or area of concern that both India and South Africa have identified, and how are the 2 countries working together to address them?
No, there are no major issues between India and South Africa. We are friends for a long time. You will see that people from India started coming here from 1860 onwards, and there is a good Indian population here, around 1.7 million. We played a key role during the apartheid. India, of course, had no relations with South Africa for many years from during that apartheid time, because we didn't want to have relations with a country which practiced apartheid. But people of Indian origin played a key role in anti-apartheid struggle. And thereafter also, from 1994, we have diplomatic relations. We established diplomatic relations, and our relations have grown. So there has been good trade, good partnership, and good relations within the leadership of the 2 countries. So there are no major concerns. We are working well, and only thing is that we want to improve our commercial relations. And people-to-people relations are already good, but it can be further improved, as it is with any relationship.
So we have relationship with South Africa dated back during the anti-apartheid struggles and also with the time with Mahatma Gandhi. So how has this relationship evolved over the years, particularly in the recent times? What key turning points have shaped the trajectory of India-South Africa ties?
Oh, you rightly recall that Mahatma Gandhi was here. He was here for 21 years, from 1893 to 1914. And whatever he learned here or whatever he practiced here, he went back to India. And Satyagraha, or the peaceful protest and non-violence, peaceful resistance, was first practiced and experimented in South Africa. And then he took it to India and led our freedom movement. So yes. And from that also, people of Africa learned. And therefore, for many, many years, their protest methods against the apartheid rule was non-violent. In recent times, we have got, as I said, very good relations with South Africa, and became strategic partners in 1997. And thereafter, there are many working groups which are working on various subjects. We have a regular meeting of the foreign ministers, and there is also regular visits from both sides. So that way we have excellent relations at the political level. But at economic level also there is good investment from both sides, from India into South Africa and South Africa into India. around $10 billion of investment is there. Then good trade as well. There is a trade of around $19 billion and more or less a balanced trade. There are around 150 Indian companies which are working here. And therefore, there is a good atmosphere for business as well. And obviously, South African companies are also working in India. Of course, there is a lot of tourism, both sides, and tourism is growing. There are all kinds of tourism, so lots of people come here to see the animals here in the famous parks that are there. Of course, people of Indian origin go to India, they visit the temples and their hometowns and other things. So a lot of interaction with the two countries are there.
You have mentioned the growth of the bilateral relationship between the two countries. Of course, with the trade and commercial relationship flourishing between both the countries also. However, there are also a lot of scopes for expansions. So what new areas are being identified, and are we having any new expansion in trade and economic ties?
Yes, the companies are always looking for new areas. And I see that in last couple of years, there are some areas which have become prominent, especially investment in power, transmission and generation, then investment in infrastructure such as railways, investment in information technology. In these areas which India has done well, and it can work with South Africa. So investment and of course sharing of technology. So both are there. There is some work going on. Some contracts have been given. Some contracts are there. Their tenders are there. Our companies are participating in, say, railways, ports, other things. So our companies are participating in those tenders. And as I said, there are 150 companies already present here, and they are also looking for us. So these are new areas in which I see investment or cooperation with South Africa and India in the coming years.
Beyond traditional trade and multilateral diplomacy, how do you envision the India-South Africa partnership evolving in emerging areas such as innovation, digital skills, and all green technologies and education as well? Are there any specific areas where you see the greatest potential for collaborative growth in the coming years too?
Yeah, all the areas you have mentioned are very good areas in which there can be good collaboration. Information technology, already Indian companies are here, but we are looking at digital ID and this payment systems that now we have. So those two areas are there in information technology. Education also we can do well because here there's a good infrastructure, but we can collaborate in the new courses that are there in India. There's a lot of unemployment here. Therefore, skilling courses will be very important, and there we can work with South Africa. So the other areas which you mentioned was?
Green technologies.
Green technology, yes. Yes, so already Indian companies are here. Some of them are investing in solar power and wind power we're looking at. These are also important. South Africa has a good land in a way, the vacant land which can be utilized for generating power. So far they are generating power from coal, but this can be replaced as we go forward toward the COP, the Conference of the Parties, our commitments and South Africa's commitments. So our companies which are doing well in India can also invest here, or they can participate in the tenders here and do well.
So what are India's top priorities going into the Johannesburg summit?
As I said earlier, as a country of Global South, we will fully support South Africa's agenda and the global agenda and whatever the areas in which the Global South is looking for collaboration. We will be happy to support South Africa. During our summit, the important areas were debt restructuring, disaster resilience, women empowerment, women-led development. So these areas we are supporting South Africa, and South Africa is taking them forward. We as a country of Global South with Brazil and Indonesia, we support the agenda which South Africa is taking forward. They made 3 task forces for their priorities, and we are supporting those task forces as well.
India has been positioning itself as a bridge between developed and developing nations. How is India contributing to shaping a more inclusive and representative G20 agenda this year?
As I said before, in India, when it had its presidency in 2023, we got African Union in the G20. So with, of course, with support of all the countries. And it was a major achievement. Therefore, after that, 80% of world is covered in G20. Itself a big achievement after the joining of African Union. And therefore, the agenda of Global South is at the forefront. And India is supporting all the issues which concerns the developing countries with other developing countries. Obviously, when you are in a forum where the developed country and developing countries are sitting together and there are negotiations, and in those negotiations, we do get our point of what we want. They are negotiated and we are able to put our point. As I said, there are 4 consecutive presidency of developing countries. It had a meaning. It has had an effect. That affect the agenda of the global south or the developing countries, or they call emerging market countries, is at the forefront right now. So that is a big contribution in itself, and we support each other. So it's a negotiation process, and we see that the issues that affect us are at the forefront, and we are able to get during negotiations our point through.
Given India's strength in digital infrastructure, can it propose a G20 framework for ethical and inclusive AI-powered public services or digital public goods?
Yes, but there are some in the document, there are issues of AI, and we always say that we do ethical AI, and AI should be human-centric. That is what our Prime Minister has said, that artificial intelligence should be human-centric. So that is what we are promoting, even within the G20 and any other forum. So next year we have a AI Impact Summit. Many of the countries will be joining. And again, of course, what our proposals will come at the forefront.
Are there any new initiatives to promote cultural exchanges between Indian states and South African provinces? Could be with Northeast India, which remains lesser known?
Yes, when we have the ICCR sending, not delegations, but dance troops and other things. So they come from India, from every region. So we have had people from Northeast as well, Northeast dancers as well, Manipuri or other dances. And we have had, even in South Africa, there are various associations here of various regions because we have a good Indian population here. So there are Tamil Association, there is a Punjab Association, there is a Uttar Pradesh Association, and there is also a Northeast Association.
Okay.
And there is some good population from Assam also. They have their events and we participate in it and we promote it. And when the troops come from India, the dance troops and others, of course, Northeast is also well represented. Of course, it comes from other parts as well.
So lastly, what message would you like to share with the Indian diaspora and the broader audience about the future of India-South Africa relationship?
The Indian diaspora, of course, knows South Africa and it has been here for a long time. And I can see the relationship is growing. They have to play a role in this relationship. And of course, when we speak of India, India is going towards 2047 Viksit Bharat. That is a developed India. And when I speak to them, I say, you will be part of that developed India. And your contribution, the diaspora's contribution, will be counted for. And they will participate in trade, they will participate in commerce, but their relationship with India and developed India will be on the same lines, which is developing South Africa and developing India. So I see this is a living bridge between India and South Africa, the diaspora here, and they will contribute to development of India and they will contribute to development of South Africa as well.
Thank you so much, sir, for talking to us. It was such an insightful conversation. We hope to get more engagement with you in future. Thank you.
Thank you.
You were listening to an exclusive interview with Indian High Commissioner to South Africa, Prabhat Kumar, on the eve of the Prime Minister's visit to Johannesburg, South Africa. Interviewer was Asunuo, Akashvani correspondent. This program was produced and presented by the News Services Division of Akashvani. You can listen to it on our mobile app, News on AIR. This program is also available on our YouTube channel, News on AIR Official. You may share your feedback about this program through email at airnsdtalks@gmail.com or WhatsApp on 9289094044.
Spotlight.